Hello, this is Ian McElhinney here. Some of you will know me as Sir Barristan Selmy from Game of Thrones. I've recently learnt about a potential development that concerns me greatly. There's a company called LCC is seeking planning permission to develop a huge distribution centre at a place called Cloughan Point between Carrickfergus and Whitehead, which will be an oil distribution centre for the whole of Ireland. The upshot of this, if they get planning, is that a truck every 4 minutes, a huge oil tanker every 4 minutes, will be travelling from that distribution centre up through a small residential area in Key Lane and onto the main shore road that runs all the way into Belfast. Equally, trucks will be travelling back to that centre. Now stop and think about this. I said I was in Game of Thrones. One way in which the north of Ireland has benefited in recent time is the volume of tourism that is coming into the country to go to the Game of Thrones sites. A lot of those sites are on that north shore. One of the main ones is Mahramorn, where a lot of the battles were fought. A big quarry where the wall was established for the filming of Game of Thrones. Tourists will be travelling that road. Tourists will be trying to see that wonderful scenic route that goes all the way up our northeast coast. Now what's going to happen when those tourists go out there and there's truck after truck after truck carrying loads and loads of fuel, belching out fumes all over the place? What's going to happen? How is that going to help our environment? How is that going to help us sell tourism to people? It's not. These two things are counterproductive. But they testify to one thing that I think is very important and people need to think about here. We are very exercised, in my opinion, sometimes over-exercised about how do we bring money into our economy. Of course we have to think about that. Tourism has blossomed very much because of what television has done in recent years. This new venture is another way to bring, money into our economy. But you cannot do these things at the expense of the people who live here. You've got to recognize the importance of your environment. You've got to recognize that people have lives to live in an environment where they're comfortable and want to be happy. Once you start saying the dollar matters more, let's get the tourists in, let's get the oil in, once you start saying that, to hell with the people, that's a very, very bad policy, and it will kick back at you at some point. So that's something that needs to be thought about. Rein yourselves in. By all means, develop the economy, but remember, the economy supports the people who live here. The people who live here support the economy. Make sure the two work together. Don't have them in conflict. It doesn't benefit anybody.